What's up, A to Z Sports Live on a Friday. Glad to have everybody along as we kick it into the weekend, a big weekend in football, as the Titans try to win their fifth game in a row at the Houston Texans, an opponent they should beat, but then the schedule gets a lot tougher. And the Titans really are only 2-point favorites at BetMGM on the road at the Texans. So we'll talk a lot about that. We've talked yesterday about Ryan Tannehill's ankle. We'll talk today about one thing. I like that Stranger Things text there, Zach, that you got there on the graphic. It looks pretty good there. But one thing the Titans must improve upon before they get into the tough part of the schedule, which begins the week after this week on Sunday Night Football against the Kansas City Chiefs, who tried to bolster the offense yesterday via trade as well. So we'll dive into that. Zach's got a question on his one thing the Titans must improve upon before the schedule gets tougher. Then we'll play some Todd Downing audio that we think actually will make people happy. And I don't know if you can say that a lot about Todd Downing audio and video, but we're going to have it about Malik Willis and if it's a good or bad idea to use Malik Willis on the field in special packages. So we'll go through that, and then we'll get to Ain't That Good News live on our Friday to send us all to the weekend with good news the way we always do it. So Zach, welcome in. Let's get this Friday on the road.
Yeah, absolutely. Broadcasting live on 3 different platforms, including Facebook, Twitter. We'll tweet out those YouTube links and YouTube and also Twitch. So we got you covered on 3 different platforms. As I said, we'll tweet out segment by segment as you see them come through. Follow us on Twitter at A to Z Sports and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Just search A to Z Sports Nashville on YouTube as we climb to our 10,000 followers. We're past 9,000, which is good. More people are going to YouTube, which is great. We've got clips. We've got YouTube shorts. We've got tons of content going out if you're a Titans fan as you maneuver and navigate through this Titans season at 4-2. Got a big topic today as they face the Texans here on Sunday. So get it locked on our YouTube channel and subscribe today and like this video if you're already watching on YouTube. Facebook, what's going on, Facebookers? Bottom left corner of your screen. Share now to public. Sharing is caring and caring is sharing, as we say on this show. Share the show around. We need to pop up in your Facebook friends news feed. And more people are going to be piling in as you guys do. Share the show. Let's get this party started on a Friday.
Yep, let's do it officially. Welcome to the A to Z Sports, powered as always by the BetMGM app. I'm Austin Stanley. He's Zach Bingham. Make sure you follow us all over social media. We are Nashville's on-demand sports talk network, going live every weekday morning at 8 Central on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch. Links to the show segment by segment on Twitter, and also hit us up on Instagram and TikTok. But we got to thank our sponsors before we roll because they make it happen for us, and they help out you all with Wilson County Hyundai. If you need a new car, make them a part of your new car buying process by going to see them in Lebanon or at wilsoncountyhyundai.com. The Bone and Joint Institute, boneandjointtn.org, the region's destination for comprehensive orthopedic and sports medicine care. Farm Bureau Health Plans. Get better with Farm Bureau Health Plans. That's better coverage, rates, and service. Learn more about a health plan for you. FBHP.com/ATOZ. And Hughes & Coleman Injury Lawyers, the official injury lawyers of the Tennessee Titans. If you've been injured in a car wreck, call Hughes & Coleman, 800-800-4600. So the Titans have won 4 games in a row. It is impressive that they've won 4 games in a row after their 0-2 start, and considering it feels like the injury pace this season is quicker and stronger than the injury pace of last year when they had 91 guys that played in a game, which broke the NFL record for most guys played in a game. And so, Zach, I see you just flipped on the toboggan there, and I've got to make up for the magic bucket as well, as you got your beanie and I've got my shades. And so we're about to dive into how ugly the Titans have been. And I will say that these sunglasses are the cheap sunglasses that I had to buy in the hotel gift shop that were more expensive than they should have been for my Florida vacation this past summer, when my actual sunglasses got lost to the Atlantic Ocean, unfortunately. So that's where these come in. You spend a lot of money on sunglasses. They're guaranteed to be swallowed up by a body of water. And that's what happened this
So you
summer.
can't tell you that. That's why you got to be careful. You can't let him go close to that body of water.
I thought, and again,
see, there you go. You can't.
I had 4
expensive
days.
Sunglasses never touch ocean.
4 days of success on this trip without having my sunglasses get eaten by the ocean until the last few hours.
You know what it looks like? It looks like we're in East Nashville and you're about to ask me if I have drugs on me.
People think it's the opposite. People think that I pulled you over for having drugs.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Oh, yeah.
Do you have drugs on you?
I thought you were saying,
sir,
like,
do you have, stop.
I thought
do
you
you
were
have
asking
drugs on
if I was interested in buying.
No, it's hippie cop, bad cop.
Yes, exactly. So yeah, you know, when you try, we even,
and then you have like these bros.
You have to put, you have to get the hairline out.
Yeah, it's cool, man.
Exactly.
Titans going to the Super Bowl this year for sure. Dude.
I'll say this: we sprung
These
for the
guys.
late checkout at the beach so we could enjoy the beach the last morning before our flight, and that's when I lost my sunglasses. So if we just had changed to normal checkout, I'd still have my A sunglasses. But here we are.
Shade on these guys. These type of guys. If you see them in the streets, shade on these guys.
All right, so Zach, the Titans offense has been about as ugly as my sunglasses. So what has to improve for the Titans to continue to win games as the schedule gets tougher?
Well, and I believe this wholeheartedly. And I teased this after Sunday as we've now seen 6 games, right? They're 4-2, but we've seen 6 games of this Titans offense. We've seen them do very well. We've seen them be anemic where they've scored 0 points, a lot of the times that being in the fourth quarter. And then they've had injuries. Look, I'm not going to skirt the fact that Treylon Burks is not out there. Kyle Phillips is not out there. Austin Hooper has had 1 semi-good game. And, you know, their offense is a shell of what it was in 2020, right? Now, we knew that it wasn't going to be that type of offense because they didn't have Corey Davis playing out of his mind, literally out of his mind in a contract year, and they didn't have the superstar that is A.J. Brown, right? So Robert Woods was a new piece. They had all these new pieces. The only thing that we truly knew is Ryan Tannehill and Derrick Henry. That was the only thing that we knew for a fact. Well, and NWI sprinkled in there. Well, doing the research was actually pretty eye-opening, and it solidifies what I thought on Sunday. And look, we've had a lot of things going on. We were going to talk about this Monday or Tuesday or Wednesday.
Yeah.
So we pushed this all the way to Friday. But the fact of the matter is, Austin, the Tennessee Titans and Ryan Tannehill are disastrous when it comes to deep ball passing. And not even deep ball passing, and they're a running football team, but even 10-plus yards compared to the really good quarterbacks in this league that throw the football. But look at the disbursement of 10, 20, 30, 40, and 50 yards within the Titans offense, manned by Ryan Tannehill. They've had 1 50-yard completion, 2 40-yard completions, only 4 30-yard completions, and 17 20-yard completions. And look, this includes yak. It's a pass, right? So it's not necessarily just in the air. But Austin,
these are not air yards. This is total completion receiving yards. Yeah.
Yes, correct. These numbers are really bad. Ryan Tannehill ranks towards the bottom of the league when it comes to deep ball passing. When it's 30-plus yards, he's 27th. So that just kind of tells you, I kind of took right in the middle. It's not 20, it's not 10, it's also not 50. 27th in 30-plus yard passes is really, really bad. And I want to give you guys the full spectrum of the research. So I was doing, this research, putting together these graphics for the show this morning. And here's just to kind of compare Ryan Tannehill and this Titans offense to the top 5 deep ball passers in this league. So if you take a look at the top 5, obviously it's Patrick Mahomes, Joe Burrow, Josh Allen, Jalen Hurts, who's undefeated, and Derek Carr. Not necessarily surprising. Maybe Derek Carr's a little surprising.
Derek Carr airs that thing out, though.
Well, now he has Devontae Adams and Waller.
But he's done that in his career. They push that ball down the field there with Derek Carr.
But look at the difference of 10+ yard passes, 20+ yard passes, 30+ yard passes, 40 plus passes, and 50. Compared to Ryan Tannehill, where you're 17-4, 2-1, you've got 32, 13, 7-2. And like, don't let the discrepancy of number just settle you in. These are 40+ yard plays. These are game-changing plays. These are field flipping plays. So the research shows from 44, 17, 4, 2-1 compared to the top 5 deep ball passers in this league, there's a huge drop off. So I go back to the one thing, which is over there where you are, the one thing, they have to improve their deep ball game.
Oh,
they have to. If they are going, because this schedule, Austin, as you know, after the Houston Texans, which that line was the first time I actually heard.
Yeah, it's been a -2 all week, Zach.
Which is
I haven't touched it. I haven't touched it because it smells funny, right? That's a smell funny line to me.
Right. And so after the Houston Texans game, the Tennessee Titans are going to be tested with better football teams that are proving. Now, look, I don't know about Jamar Chase. Will he be back by the time they play the Bengals? We got to figure that out. But They play the Chiefs, the struggling Broncos,
good defense,
the Packers, the Bengals, the undefeated Eagles as of now, and then the Jags, then the Chargers, and then you got the Cowboys on down the road who are 4-2. They have to fix this.
Yeah, I think there's an interesting topic that we can have probably next week. Look, the Titans have to beat the Texans. We're going to talk about specifically that game more. We have a pregame show coming up at 2:30 Central Time on Sunday. Titans-Texans kickoff at 3:05. So they have to beat the Texans. But maybe we can have a discussion next week on, has the Titans' schedule gotten harder or easier now than we thought? Now that we know what the Titans look like and we know what everybody else looks like on their schedule. So maybe we can dive into that because the Broncos are not what we thought the Broncos would be, but the Eagles have elevated. Jamar Chase, as you mentioned, Zach, Adam Schefter's report with his hip injury could miss 4 to 6 weeks. Well, the Titans play the Bengals at 5, right? They're right there in that 4 to 6 weeks in the middle of it. So that's kind of a toss up as well. So, yes, the Titans have to improve on deep ball passing. So I'm curious because I know you have a question teed up for this conversation, and I don't want to say too much to spoil whatever that is, but I do find it ironic in a way that going into the season, both of us thought this would be a year where Ryan Tannehill would have more success throwing down the field than he did last season. Obviously, that's not happening.
We're dead wrong.
As of this point.
Dead wrong.
So I'm curious, Zach, what is your question about this deep ball passing improvement that the Titans must make before the schedule turns up?
So my question goes to kind of what you just said. Do you have faith or no faith that the Titans can improve their deep ball passing? Because we just have this, and this is a personal opinion, right? This is why we go to the chat for opinions, right? This is an opinion based on you, me, and the chat. Do you have faith or no faith that the Titans will improve their deep ball passing? Austin, I'll let you talk about one of our great sponsors.
Yeah, I'll talk about BetMGM. I'm sorry, the Bone and Joint Institute, because I'm wearing a BetMGM shirt. But the Bone and Joint Institute, they're actually sending Will Young to the Titans, to the Vols Kentucky game on Saturday. So check out the Bone and Joint Institute. And whenever you get injured in life, and that's what you need to do is, unfortunately, injuries happen when you play sports, intramurals, or recreational in life, or you just fall down the stairs, something unfortunate happens, injuries happen in life. Make sure you know where to go to help you get back to recovery. Zach and I have done that over the time that the Bone and Joint Institute has been helping us out on the show and supporting us. We support them. They do phenomenal work, and they can help you out as well. They have specialists that specialize in every type of injury with joints or anything that you could think of or have. So check them out in Franklin. Again, the region's destination for comprehensive orthopedic and sports medicine care, boneandjointtn.org.
Oh, BetMGM was kind to me the night before, but I gave some of it back last night with Tampa Tom losing 3 straight games. And I went home, watched that game, and then I went to bed upset, not in a good place, tossing and turning. Not, do you think that the AFC South is bad, Austin? You've never experienced the NFC South.
Oh, I know this. The winner of the Panthers-Falcons game on Sunday will have the control of the division.
Look at old Art Smith and Marcus Mariota. Who would have thunk? Now, those teams are not good. Tampa is not good. The Panthers have fired their coach. If you look at it, and New Orleans, they don't have a quarterback, right? So, if you actually look at it, where the Bucs are and where the Falcons are trending, the Falcons actually may be the best team in that division on October 28th right now, in my opinion, which is wild. So I lost some money last night betting on Tom Brady and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. But look, we got a lot of football left in this season, and I got a lot of bets still to make. You can too. Promo code ATOZ Sports to the king of the sports book. Use the promo code ATOZ Sports to get a risk-free bet for new users on your first bet. That's up to $1,000. Download the app today.
I think we've got a really good question here. Thank you. I don't know. Actually, I've seen a lot of no faiths, but do you have faith or no faith that the Titans can improve their deep ball passing? So Zach, I'll let you kind of re-hit the numbers there that you found this morning, and then I'll go through the comments as I'm scrolling to the top, because we've had about 180 comments since we asked the question. Faith or no faith that they'll improve their deep ball passing? But Zach, go through your stats one more time.
This is this is a George Michael question. That's what we said. The late George Michael. Faith or no faith? Ryan Tannehill, 27th in 30-plus yard passes in the league. So deep balls, if that's how we're categorizing it. You look at Ryan Tannehill, not many 10-plus yard passes compared to the top 5, which I'll show you here in a second. 17 20-plus yard, 430, 240, and only 150-plus yard pass. You know what that pass was, Austin?
Yep, to NWI, helped win the game in Washington.
Commanders. Then you've got the top 5 deep ball passers, which include Patrick Mahomes, Joe Burrow, Josh Allen, Jalen Hurts, and Derek Carr. The numbers are staggering. Double. The top 2 are double 10-plus yard passes. Yep. Now, the Titans are a running football team, so I don't want to I don't want to misstep on that. But 20, 30, 40, 50-plus yard passes, they've had so much more, and their offenses have been so much better. Hurts, Allen, Patrick Mahomes, all playing on winning football teams, and Joe Burrow. Now, his deep threat may have just gone down, as we talked about, with a hip, and the Raiders scratching and clawing, trying to get back into the AFC West match, which with the Broncos doing poorly and the Chargers kind of sputtering, they still could get in the mix. But do you have faith, or does the chat have faith, Austin, in the Titans improving on this disastrous deep ball passing stats that they have?
All right, to the chat I go. Eric says faith. So we start off with a little bit of faith. But Steven, no faith unless they do something at the trade deadline. Tighten Up says no faith. Sin City Titan says no faith. Ridiculous question. Let's see. Lou Man says faith. Stephen King says faith in Vrabel we trust, he says. Josh says it depends on if the Titans change play callers. Again, we'll play a Todd Downing video that I think will make the majority of people happy, which is not something that comes across that frequently. Anthony says no faith. It's week 8 and nothing has changed. David says, I said it before, I stand by it. Looking at that schedule, the Titans will end up 9-8. Eric says can't get any worse. John says no faith. Titans deep ball passing will be 1, maybe 2 plays every couple of weeks. Jake says I have 0 faith because the Titans are not aggressive in the trade deadline market. Interesting. ABN Texas says no faith right now because of pass protection. Denise says no faith. Downing doesn't have plays and the O-line doesn't help. Sean Rasul says have more faith in Malik's deep ball passing than Tannehill. Okay. Dylan says if the line can improve. Trey says no. This is a one-dimensional offense. Titans Kyle no faith. Jesse has faith. Majority Zach are no faiths flying in here as I'm just going through a string of no faiths with your question here. Zach, where are you at with it?
I have no faith. I don't think they have the horses. I say that every week, at least once a week. They don't have the players to do it. NWI can sometimes sneak past defenders, but Traylon Burks is on IR, so he's your best, what we think, we don't even know this, your best deep ball threat. Kyle Phillips is not a deep ball threat. Robert Woods is a good, reliable possession wide receiver that can go across the middle, can run good routes, and use his hands to catch the football and get some yak at times. We have seen that. But he's not used as a deep ball threat. He can catch your occasional 30-plus yards. I think one of those against Indy is a 30-plus yards. So you can register that to Robert Woods. But they don't have the players for me to have faith in this offense all of a sudden turning the corner and improving on these bad numbers. So I have no faith that this offense is going to do it. They are going to have to win in similar fashion to how they've won the last 4 games in their 4-game winning streak. But this is not their offense. And Austin, as you mentioned, we thought this was going to be more a part of their offense.
Yeah, absolutely. We watched it through training camp. Zach, you thought Ryan Tannehill was really good in camp, and he was on the same page with his receivers, making explosive plays. Real quick, Bobby, to clarify this for everybody, Zach's stats that he's been showing this morning include everything. It's air yards, yak, all of it. So yes, it's not just air yards. It does include catch and yak afterwards. So just to say that. So you say the Titans don't have the horses. Zach, I say the Titans don't have the hogs. The hog mollies are not good enough to allow whatever horses that they have to actually get down the field. It's a chicken or the egg catch 22 type of situation. You have to be able to win at the line of scrimmage at the wide receiver position and at the offensive line position to be able to create downfield opportunities. And right now, none of those things are happening consistently. And so by winning at the line of scrimmage as a wide receiver, that allows you, if I'm a DB going up against the Titans wide receivers, maybe minus Robert Woods, I am going up and getting in their grill and getting my hands on them and pushing them at the very beginning of the snap, because I don't believe that they're going to beat me off the line of scrimmage, which means my guys up front will be able to beat their guy and get after the quarterback. So both those things have to happen. If I were to ask you this follow-up, Zach, which position group is more responsible for these bad downfield stats? The wide receiver position or the offensive line? What would you say to that?
I would actually say the running back, because the running back sets up the play action pass, which notoriously is when they throw deep. So I'm actually going to not say either.
So it's Derrick Henry's fault?
It's the running game. Well, no, because establishing that, the way that they want to play is establishing that long under center, handoff, pull back, can't see the football, and now that gives the time, which buys time for the offensive line, buys time for the wide receivers, for Tannehill. Because traditionally we've seen this offense, that's how they get deep balls. They don't get deep balls like Patrick Mahomes and Josh Allen and Joe Burrow and some of the other guys that are having success.
Derrick Henry's had success. Derrick Henry's had 3 consecutive 100-yard rushing games. And the game before that, when the Titans have been on this 4-game win streak, I believe against the Raiders, he had over 80 yards rushing. I can't remember exactly. But that's kind of skirting my question. So they're running the ball well enough for play action to work. Derrick Henry's run has been established when he gets to the stadium every game day. So which position group is more responsible for the lack of downfield passing plays? the wide receiver group or the offensive line? Whose fault is it more? It's both fault. Don't get me wrong, but who is more responsible for the mistakes?
I do think it is a slight edge to the wide receiver group because they don't have a guy who can get downfield. So why are you going to try it? Who are you going to throw to?
I don't disagree with that statement. I
think the offensive line has shown that they protected Ryan Tannehill. I mean, if you were to tell me without Taylor Lewan at the beginning of the season, how would you grade the offensive line as a whole
this season?
Yeah.
Does that includes run blocking?
Everything, just an overall offensive line grade.
I mean, overall, I would say they'd probably be like a C-.
Oh, no. There's no way.
What do you
mean?
C-?
No,
Yes. It's
got to be higher than that.
What would you
without their starting left tackle, they've actually done a pretty adequate job. This is not like it's Derek Carr or David Carr, getting sacked. Look at the sack numbers, though.
I'm talking about getting hit. How many times have we?
Ryan Tannehill's always gotten hit.
How many times have we seen Ryan Tannehill have to quickly move outside the tackle box so we can throw the football to the field goal?
I'm not saying it's an A or a B plus, but I definitely don't think that it's a C minus. That's basically a D.
There have been times where Dennis Daly and Aaron Brewer on the left side of the O-line have gotten blown up so fast that they can't complete a quick out. Like
Austin, you just told me how well Derrick Henry has ran. It's an overall grade, including run blocking. That has to account for something. There's two sides of the story.
And the run blocking has been adequate because
you just talked about how good it was. So
yeah, Derrick Henry's doing that.
It takes two to tango. You have to have a good offensive line to get Derrick Henry to the second level.
Yeah, the run blocking is why they're not a D, because the pass protection has been an F. So if the pass protection is
I've seen worse pass protection, so I'm not going to.
Oh, yeah, I have too, back in like 2014.
Yeah, but that's my test.
But the pass protecting has been terrible. The run blocking has been adequate for like a C plus B minus. At times they've been better, but they've also been terrible in the second half, where Derrick Henry's had multiple games, Zach, where he's had over 80 yards rushing in the first half alone. And then he's had like less than 30 yards in the second half when they have a lead. They've been terrible outside of the first half, really, for the majority of it.
No, look, this offense has problems. I think that's what we're discussing. I'm saying my statement of this topic is if they fix, and not can they, if they fix the deep ball passing, that will open up where I will feel a lot better about this football team as a whole, because statistically it shows that is what is missing, because it works hand in hand. These big runs in the second half, it's placating to the defense of their guessing game. Or is Derrick Henry going to run the entire time? Right? Because they've been running on us for the first half. That's what the defenses are saying at halftime. That's why they're stacking the box, and Derrick Henry hasn't had that opportunity. Imagine if they get this deep passing game going, if they have one. I think that's where I'm saying the one thing that needs to be fixed is this. And if they fix it, this Titans team can be a player in the AFC, in which I did not think that, and I don't think that currently because it's not fixed.
It's going to take a lot of people to be better to fix the deep ball passing. So I'll say this. There are only two people on the Titans offense that you cannot blame for the lack of deep ball passing. Derrick Henry, Ryan Tannehill. Those are the two people that have zero fault for the lack of deep ball passing. The offensive line from left to right, the tight ends from wherever they want to line up. Dontrell Hilliard whiffed on a pass protection that could have been a Treylon Burks touchdown against the Colts in Indy, but Tannehill had to throw it early and it was overthrown. Then you've got the wide receivers on the outside who are not good enough at getting separation quickly in the down to create that opportunity for Tannehill while he's running for his life. So the two people you cannot blame are Derrick Henry and Ryan Tannehill. So Todd Downing's included in this too. Because I remember a few weeks ago, this was right after the first Colts game, the Titans in the first drive of the third quarter, it was second down. They ran a naked bootleg and Tannehill got sacked for like a loss of 12 yards. And it was because they ran that naked bootleg to an unblocked defensive end because there was no tight end help over there. The tight end over there on that side, which is play designed by Todd Downing, the tight end either blocks the unblocked defender or is the quick open throw in the flats for Tannehill to not get sacked. But the player was not there. He lined up on the opposite side of the formation. So play design sucks. The offensive line pass protection is sucky, and the wide receivers are unable to get open early in the downs to create the opportunity. That is the problem here. Ryan Tannehill is still an accurate deep ball thrower, but the wide receivers aren't talented enough, and everything else outside of that is not good enough for them to consistently connect down the field.
So I guess you have no faith.
No faith is my answer.
Yeah, I just want to make
when Traylon Burks when Traylon Burks comes back and the turf toe is no longer lingering.
I don't think that's going to happen.
I think that helps a little bit.
I don't think that's going to happen. I think turf toe lingers.
No, I know, but I'm just saying.
So, but you just said if turf toe, if it does no longer lingers, I'm saying it's going to linger.
Okay.
So what you say is not going to happen.
I think it helps a little bit if the turf toe is good.
But look, they need better players. Travis is that's what I've been preaching, like the gospel.
They also need Todd Downing to be better too.
Yes. But better players can mask some of the bad calls.
Coaching should mask.
No.
Yes.
Wrong. Not in the NFL. Yes. Game records. Look. AJ Brown can mask bad coaching. Great players can mask this type of stuff. It's proven. That's why coaches get fired first, Austin. So this is notorious. Better players, it's a talent league. And the Titans don't have the talent. Robert Woods is good. Dude's not great. Dude's not spectacular. Dude's not unbelievable. But he's the best guy on the field. Right? Like Derrick Henry is obviously great. But he plays a different position. That's not what we're talking about. So their wide receiving core and their tight end, their pass catchers, the best thing that they have is just good.
No, and Charles says Zach is right here. Need better players. I mean, did Charles, did you not listen to what I said? Yeah, I said the wide receivers are not talented enough.
Right, but you have always been first to destroy the coaching first.
No, what did I say?
You have always been Todd Downing first. You literally just said this.
I actually went through everybody minus Tannehill and Henry on the offensive roster on who to blame, and then I added Todd Downing. You said the Titans need better players, and I said, and Todd Downing has to be better. And is a connector. It means what happened before and after and need to both happen.
The players are more important. We did a talent versus coaches show, and you took coaches, I took talent. Do you not remember this?
Yeah,
So you've said this. You can't run away from this.
Coaches are supposed to be able to help lesser talent be better.
Correct. That's not what we're talking about, though. This is an or. It's not an and. And what I have been preaching, like Joel Osteen preaching to all those people that don't understand, is talent. They don't have it.
Here's the reality. I'll say this. When Todd Downing knows the lack of talent that he has on the field, and he decides to call a deep shot, which is a play action rollout boot for Tannehill with players down the field, with receiving options down the field. When Todd Downing calls that, he can't afford to not have the play design be perfect because he knows the lack of talent that's out there. So when Todd Downing calls that play and He doesn't have a tight end line up in the right spot to protect Tannehill. Both the players and the coaches are to blame.
You're proving my point is that talent masks some of those coaching mistakes.
And Todd Downing
They don't have it.
Right. But that doesn't excuse Todd Downing from not being better.
That's fine. Look, Todd Downing is not going to be here for long if their talent doesn't improve because their offense won't improve.
Because according to Mike Vrabel, Todd Downing does a great job.
Well, he said that in February or March. So
January,
it's been a long time.
Because they got bounced early.
It's been a long time. It's been a long time since then. This is a new year. And this is where I think Mike Vrabel, I think he made the mistake of saying that Todd Downing did an adequate job last year with the guys on the field. Well, the unfortunate part is this year you have a similar talent group, which is not that talented, and you're winning games, but how much better could you be? I mean, you'd be 5-1. The Bills are the best team in the league, in my opinion, so you're probably not going to beat them in Buffalo on Monday night regardless. But you're 5-1 and going into this slate that we talk about that is difficult. Maybe it's less difficult than what we originally thought. But going into this slate of games, if you had the deep ball area or better talent on the field, I feel like the Titans are top 3, top 4 in the AFC. And that says something. I don't necessarily believe that that's the case right now.
It's not the case right now, even though they're currently the 3rd seed if the playoffs started today.
And it's because of this. Like my whole premise of this show is that if they fix this one thing, Austin, which we both don't have faith that they will, I do think that it changes the landscape of the Tennessee Titans as a whole. And I don't usually say things like that, but I truly believe it.
I don't know. Like, yes, it's one thing they need to fix, right? It sounds simple, but to be able to fix it, 9 guys on the field have to be better, and 1 guy on the sideline has to be better too.
So all right, and I cannot remember who it was who said that they weren't going to trade at the trade deadline. That was a couple of days ago.
Buck. You can put it on Buck. Buck does not believe the Titans will do anything.
Yeah, it was a commenter.
No, I know. I'm kidding.
If they make a trade, do you think a trade could improve your mindset on the faith meter?
Absolutely.
Okay.
If they make a move at either wide receiver or offensive line, yeah, that can help. Again, like it can help. Will it be fixed? Will they ever be top half of the league in deep ball passing this year? Probably not. That's just not the ceiling they have there because they've got unexplosive weapons with a turnstile offensive line, and those two things don't go together very well.
Yeah, Burks is really hurting him being out. It's not his fault.
Because let's say this. Because I'll flashback. Delaney Walker back in 2017, last year, Malarkey said that sometimes players have to overcome coaching. Talented players can overcome poor coaching, but untalented players cannot overcome bad coaching.
Yeah,
and bad coaching doesn't need to happen. Good coaching,
but talent. It's talent, bro.
But good coaching can good coaching can help subpar talent. And right now the Titans have subpar talent and bad coaching when it comes to offense.
Well, look, we'll see. Houston's a good opportunity to get this thing rolling. I mean, that's kind of the point.
But now you've got a quarterback with a half roll of tape on his ankle.
Well, that means he's not going to be moving around. Looking downfield. He's going to be looking downfield.
I don't know. Let's flip into this though. I've talked a lot about Todd Downing. Todd Downing said something yesterday that I think most people would be excited about. So we'll get to that in a second. But first, Zach, tell everybody about Farm Bureau Health Plans.
FBHP.com/A to Z is where you need to go to change your health plan. I changed my health plan at the beginning of this year, and I'm really glad that I did. 200 plus locations across the state of Tennessee. Better coverage, better rates, better service. I got all three of them, and they're much better than my old plan. I save 20% each month, 20% each month by switching to Farm Bureau health plan. So I'm saving in my pocketbook, which is great, and I have a better health plan. So you can plan on them for health, dental, and vision. That's fbhp.com/ATOZ.
Also, Zach, you said you had a rough night last night on the BetMGM app. You can always bounce back, and our guys, Alan Bell, Brian Edwards, will help you do it. A to Z Sports Picks coming up today at 2 p.m. Central Time to get you ready for Titans-Texans. Is Titans -2 the right play? We'll find out what Alan and Brian say about that. Vols also against Kentucky as well. A to Z Sports is the code that you need to use when you download the BetMGM app. It's really easy. You download the app, you punch in that code ATOZ Sports, and you get a risk-free bet on pro football up to $1,000 with your first bet on pro football. Right there, visit betmgm.com for terms and conditions. 21 or older, Tennessee only, new customer offer. All promotions are subject to qualifications and eligibility requirements. Rewards issued with knowledgeable for bets is right credit. For bets expiring 7 days. For problem game support, call Tennessee Redline 800-889-9789. Todd Downing said something that's interesting about Malik Willis. I think this will make some people excited, but here is Todd Downing when Teron Davenport asked him about Malik Willis being on the field extra.
We got to see Malik in there and not just traditional quarterback role. Is that something that you're kind of bringing along, like a package that you would like to present for him to have an additional impact?
He's such a talented athlete, and we all remember from the preseason. I mean, I think he has the longest run to date, including preseason. So looking for ways to have him on the field, and then the first couple of times he was on the field, it was make them say, hey, they got two quarterbacks out there, and we were just running a bread and butter scheme. So a little bit of a balance there, and obviously had the exchange issue on the one. It's a well blocked play. Cody Hollister did a great job. If we get that exchange, I think we're talking about a pretty big play there. So, we'll see where that expands and how far we want to go with that.
So there's Todd Downing about Malik Willis being on the field, saying he's too good of an athlete to not have out there. Well, when you fill a roster of wide receivers that have 3 undrafted free agents on it, including Cody Hollister, who is the Titans coaches take every opportunity they can to talk about Cody Hollister's blocking, including right there, which, anyway. But what was your thoughts there?
You want to do our bet?
What was, from yesterday?
Yeah.
I mean, you didn't tell me what the bet was, so I don't remember. You just kind of held it. What is the bet then?
The bet is who has more receiving yards, Cody Hollister or your boy Chris Conley?
On Sunday?
Yeah.
Well, I would probably this week, because of Tannehill's injury situation, I would put money on Hollister more than I would put money on Conley.
Oh, yeah, Cody. I told you. Cody is a better option than Chris Conley.
No,
I told you that.
No.
I've been telling you that all week, so he finally came around.
No, that's not. That's spin zone.
I was going to have you order a Hollister shirt, the ones that say Hollister right across the top. I was going to have you wear that. That was going to be my bet.
No, I mean, you're losing if you're having to make that bet, regardless. But if Tannehill was practicing, then I would say Chris Conley. Okay. Again, it's the situation of what this
said. Josh Gordon too.
To be honest, and then we'll get back to Malik Willis. When Cody Hollister caught that pass Sunday against the Colts, I literally said, I'm sitting where I watch the games now because we do our Titan Game Day live from our home studios. I literally said out loud to nobody in my room, in my office, saying, and Josh Gordon couldn't do that. I literally said that.
You know what I said? Hey, Cody! I think I said, hey, Cody!
I was like, and Josh Gordon couldn't do that? That's exactly what I said out loud to nobody listening to me.
You know what would have been funnier? If instead of me saying, hey, Cody, if I was like, yeah, Josh Gordon couldn't do that.
Oh man, just like the same thing in different tones. Yeah.
Funny.
All right. Well, what do we think about the Malik Willis thing? One, I saw some people on social media trying to blame Ryan Tannehill for that fumble. That is absolutely Malik Willis's fault. He did not take the handoff the way you were supposed to take handoffs. You never take handoffs with your hands. You force the quarterback to put it in your stomach. And when you try to take it with your hands, that's when fumbles happen. So that's that situation. But what do you think about Todd Downing's comments about Malik Willis being used as an offensive weapon?
I think that he is correct. I think that you have to find a way. And I think that Malik Willis is, and don't kind of stir my words here, chat, but Malik Willis looks to me, from what we've seen, more like a Lamar Jackson type, where he has to get the feel of the game. He's got to get in his space. He's just got to get in game mode. And Lamar,
you know who else was like that? Jake Locker was the same way. Now, at a very different success level than Lamar Jackson, but Jake Locker was the same way, where it's almost like Jake Locker needed to get hit before he was like, all right, I'm ready. I'm good to go.
The problem with that is he got hit and then he got hit out of the game.
And then he kept getting hit. Yes. But no,
so
but
I'm not doing the Jake Locker thing. So that is not my analogy. I don't believe that. I believe that it's more of a game, a game plan. Yeah, well, because he can be a game wrecker. We saw that, and he referenced that long. Like, Tom Brady can't do that. Joe Burrow and Aaron Rodgers, they can't do that with their legs. Now, they can do that with their arm. And that's what Malik Willis is going to have to learn to do if he's going to be anything in this league. But we've seen that he can make guys miss, is that he has sneaky speed, is he can jettison down the sidelines and outrun guys and do some stiff arm stuff that Lamar Jackson does. And so if you can put him in a situation to throw the defense off, keep them on their toes, and continuously rely on him to do the right thing. And that third thing is huge that I think we saw Sunday. Now I'm in question. Austin, if I was the head coach, or if I was Todd Downing and we got into the film room or he came to the sideline, he would get a good old-fashioned Nick Saban ass chewing from me. I would have said, what the F are you doing? What is this? What do you do? You just cost the team 3 effing points because you didn't know what to do. You spent all week being the backup, getting ready, getting prepared. And once your number is called, you can't take an effing handoff.
Yeah.
Now, so you break him down, and now the Titans have got to build him back up. They've got to get his confidence back. They got to get him a good play so he doesn't just think about maybe his mistake. And I think that's what Todd Downing is going to do.
So is it a good or a bad idea for the Titans to use Malik Willis in special packages? Is it a good or a bad idea to use Malik Willis in special packages? We'll go to the chat here in a second. But let me tell you guys about Hughes and Coleman. They're the official injury lawyers of the Tennessee Titans. And if you've been injured in a car wreck, that's who you should call to go get the most money possible that you deserve after that car wreck, accident, and injury. There, Hughes and Coleman, for a free case consultation. You call them at 800-800-4600. Again, a free case consultation because they have recovered over $1 billion for their clients across the state of Tennessee and in Kentucky. They've got the muscle, they've got the resources to go battle for you against the big insurance companies. You can't do it yourself. So go to Hughes and Coleman. That's 800-800-4600, principal office in Nashville, Tennessee.
That's Hughes and Coleman. We love Hughes and Coleman, and we love BetMGM. Download the app today. Use the promo code ATOZ Sports. Risk-free bet up to $1,000 for new users. You can see that promo code right there at the bottom of your screen. BetMGM's the king of sportsbook. We download the app, you download the app, and we all have fun. That's how it works. Use the promo code ATOZ Sports. Download the app, BetMGM, in your app store today.
Good idea or bad idea to use Malik Willis in special packages for Todd Downing. And so I think it sounds like it's something that they want to build on. They did it a couple times against the Colts. I do think having him on the field is interesting. And then obviously it turned into a turnover there. So I'm going to read some comments here in a second. Tighten Up says good. Steven says bad. Noah says good idea. KG says good. Get him on the field. Ken says bad. Facebook user, great idea. Demetrius says bad because of Downing. Darius says good. Rooney says good. Titanium Titan says good. He guesses. Bobby says, I'd have to go bad after seeing it last week. Brent says good. Michael Billington says bad idea. Aaron Goff says bad idea. Sean Gill says good as long as they don't get too cute with it. Like, can you not get – it's considered too cute when it doesn't work. It's good when it does work because, you know, that's how that goes. Dadson says good only if they have a lead, bad if he keeps fumbling.
It's the, you know what it is? It's the guy who's shooting the 3-pointer. No.
Yes. Good shot. Good job.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's what these type plays are.
So,
you know, this is how I think about it, Austin. Okay. Kyle Phillips muffed one punt, correct? Then he muffed another punt.
Yes.
Bad idea. Malik Willis, this is a good idea until in these special packages, he makes another mistake that hurts the football team. That's how I'm answering this question. And it's not going to be traditional. They're called special packages for a reason, right? That's what we're talking about. So my answer is good idea until he has a negative something that hurts the football team. I'm not talking about a negative play. I mean, maybe the play doesn't work. Maybe somebody didn't block. But a turnover, it was a bad idea because he didn't know what to do. But I still stand by, they will do this again. I guarantee it. The rest of the year, Malik Willis will get an opportunity because I don't think that they can have that be the bad taste in his mouth for the rest of the year and not give him the opportunity. I expect special packages at some point in time. I don't know when, but this is a good idea until he has another turnover or doesn't know what to do. Then you can't do it anymore.
Yeah. I think I say it's a good idea to test and experiment with until you get Treylon Burks back.
So you're looking for a playmaker.
Yeah. Because remember, they've done this. They did those type of plays with Burks. Burks had the toss sweep against the Colts in the first quarter on that first touchdown drive. They gained like 8 yards, I think. They've done some things like that with Burks, and it's had success. And I also say it's a good idea only if Ryan Tannehill and Malik are on the field. I think it has to be a 2 quarterbacks on the field type of special package play for me to like it. If they take Tannehill off and just do Malik Willis, I think it's too much of a red flag antenna in the air for the defense to crowd the box and suffocate whatever they might be trying to do.
Yeah, which would be a read option.
Yeah, I think that's useless to this point. I think it's got to be a Tannehill and Malik in the huddle together, and then you're creating some conflict or freak out type reaction from the defense to see what happens. So that's where I say it's a good idea only if Tannehill's also in the field and up until Burks gets back.
Well, and now you can't splitting Ryan Tannehill out wide before last weekend is like, that guy's a threat. He's an athlete. Austin, I don't know if you knew this, but he actually played wide receiver in college at Texas A&M.
I don't know.
So, and every broadcaster will tell you that for every Titans game that is broadcasted in the history of time. But now that he has an ankle injury, him split out wide, he's not that big of a threat, right? He's kind of more like Jay Cutler was. So I like the idea of Malik Willis, Derrick Henry read option. I do like that idea. That actually is something that I am requesting to see. I don't want more jet sweeps. Obviously can't take a handoff. If he can't take a handoff, can he give a handoff, right? Because that's, I feel like, quarterbacks like Malik Willis that have that dual threat ability, they've been doing the read all their lives. You know, they've been putting it right in the pocket of a running back their entire careers, from Pop Warner to high school to college. So I have more trust and faith. That's the special package, though, that I want to see. I don't really actually care if Tannehill's on or off the field because of his injury. If you want more blockers in there, you can. It doesn't matter. But I want to see that read option. Malik Willis, Derrick Henry. Let's see what happens.
Yeah, no, that would be intriguing for sure. But I'm going to play a practice video because Sam Phelan went to Titans practice yesterday, and the media only gets to watch 15 minutes of practice once the season begins. And Sam spent all of that watching Malik Willis. And Zach, like, what we're watching this, and again, I have not been to a practice since training camp broke. Once the season starts, I hand that over to Sam, and Sam takes care of all those responsibilities. But Malik Willis looks so much better and more developed in this a minute 20 seconds.
Confident.
And again, this is yesterday. So he is taking all the first team reps here. And I'm not like these drills that they're doing right now are the typical drills that they do every practice, but there's a different way that Malik Willis looks. And I think it's this drill where you see a lot of quick dropbacks. His footwork looks cleaner. If you remember in August, his steps were so big that he was almost dropping back too much. But this looks like his feet look so much better. His decision making, everything.
I'm with you. Like he's more poised now. Obviously, he's done these drills a hell of a lot more over the last several months, right? Than when we originally saw him in training camp. But he does. He looks confident. He's stepping into throws. His footwork is better. His follow through is better. His body language is better. He looks better.
Yeah, I think everything about it looks like awesome. Like
we should go back and compare the first. Remember those bad throws that he was making in training camp? You should see improvement, right? So I'm not like sitting here shocked, but makes you feel a little bit better with Ryan Tannehill's injury. Again, I'm 90% that he's going to play, in my opinion. But if he re-injures it on Sunday, Malik is going to have to step up.
I remember Derrick Henry's rookie year. He really struggled with drills. And drills are just drills. They're not game reps, but drills do have a purpose. And so if you're bad at drills, you might struggle with some techniques in game situations because drills are supposed to set up techniques. And so Derrick Henry was not a technical running back coming out of college because he didn't have to be. He was just better. Malik Willis was not a technical quarterback in college because he didn't have to be, because he was that much more skilled and better than everybody else he was playing against when at Liberty. And his offense that Hugh Freeze runs is set him back. And so now, after watching it's the end of October, now that he's gone through another 2 months of these drills, Malik Willis looks like much more of a technical quarterback, which if you have technique and the skill set that he's got, now you're starting to put together the full package.
Yeah, I'm with you. And Titans fans should be excited about Malik Willis. But the fact of the matter is Ryan Tannehill is the better quarterback to quarterback this team at 4-2 moving forward. And
right now.
But Todd Downing, you got to put Malik in better spots instead of jet sweeps.
Yes.
Do things that he's comfortable doing, because he obviously was uncomfortable doing that. But damn, when you send him out there to the huddle, make sure he knows what the hell's going on.
All right, so I don't know if we're going to have an opportunity to talk about this before knowing the answer, because our pregame show starts 30 minutes before kickoff. Inactives come out an hour and a half before kickoff. Michael says, I say start Malik. If Tannehill can't roll out of the pocket, he's going to get blown up. Why not rest him for the tougher games and get Malik some live game experience? Now that you've seen Malik Willis going through those practice reps, do you still feel like Tannehill's the best option as long as he's at 75%, 80%? What's that threshold of?
Yes. You got to win games.
Where do you?
This is a divisional game. This is the reason why. You want your best. Like, I know it's not the Chiefs, but you're not trying to beat the Chiefs, guys. You're trying to win your division and get into the playoffs. That's what you're trying to do. And the more divisional wins that you have to separate yourself from a tiebreak, that's what you need to do. Ryan Tannehill must play. It's not Malik Willis's game. If Ryan Tannehill re-injures his ankle, yes, that changes things. But this does not change my mind any whatsoever when it comes to who should start on Sunday against the Houston Texans. And Austin, that's the reason why the line is so close, is because of the question mark at quarterback. So that tells me that's a Malik Willis line, right? Or could be. I don't know.
It's an unknown, and it's a Titans play tight games. It's low scoring, so the line's gonna be closer. Like it's all of that. But Nick says because it's a must win, cannot leave Kansas City at 4-4. That's a good point, Nick, because Kansas City's good.
Nick's getting the love of the show. Nick's getting the love of the show.
Yeah, that's a really good comment there.
Blink twice, you're 500.
So, all right, fill in the blank, Zach. Blank percentage of health Tannehill is lesser than 100% Malik Willis. Blank percentage of an injured Ryan Tannehill is less than 100% healthy Malik Willis. I'm trying to think through it too.
49.
So, okay, so you're going 49. Sheila John Huff says 65. I see 46 from Justin, 40, 70%, 40% Ken. I was thinking like 59. I think 60% of Tannehill is where I would go here.
I don't think that that's the case, though.
I mean, I don't know.
No, we like the dude's not in a boot. He has an ankle brace. He's walking okay. Like it's an ankle sprain. It's going to hurt. It's going to be taped up. But he's limited in practice, Austin. It's not that he's not practicing. So I don't even think so. If my answer is 49%, I don't think he's close to 49. I think he's closer to 70 or 80 or possibly 90. I don't know how the ankle is, so I don't want to go as high as 90. But at least 70 to 80. So that's why I don't have any concerns, to be honest. He may re-injure it, but that's bullets flying.
I feel like Ryan, do flights hurt swelling?
Yeah. That doesn't matter.
Okay. No, I say that threshold right at the 60%.
It's a multi-billion-dollar company. They're going to wrap it in some like astronomical boot to go the swelling down and pump cold water and fluid for their lymphatic system to keep the swelling down. I mean, they got things. That's not a concern.
Yeah. Drive. Who was it that drove? Because Kenneth says drive like the one guy did. Who was it that drove to the game last year? Was it Lamar Jackson that drove?
John Madden?
No, but somebody drove to an away game. A quarterback drove to an away game or rode to a away game because I think it was a lung issue though. So that's a little different.
Dang.
Somebody did that last season.
QB?
I feel like it. Yeah. I feel like a quarterback.
The problem is drove and quarterbacks on their final drive.
Oh yeah. That's
the
tough.
Google search is all
did not take a plane. I can't remember who did that. It was absolutely a lung issue, which makes a lot more sense than an ankle. Jordan Noah says Jordan Poyer drove to Kansas City. I remember it being
that sounds right. Now I'm finding old articles including Ryan Mallett missing the team's charter.
Wow. Vince Young missing planes.
God,
Tyrod Taylor? No. Maybe it was Tyrod Taylor.
It wasn't that.
All right. Anyway, Teddy Bridgewater. It was Teddy Bridgewater.
Do you know where Tyrod Taylor plays?
This year? No, I don't. He's still with the Texans?
No.
Where is he?
The New York Giants.
I think it's Teddy Bridgewater.
Who?
That drove to the game.
I don't know. that doesn't affect me much.
Let's get to all right, Shania. Let's get to good news here on this Friday. What's your good news going into the weekend? Zach, tell us about Wilson County Hyundai.
Yeah, Wilson County Hyundai is where you need to go to get your next ride. Your perfect make and model is right around the corner. Quick trip down I-40, exit 236. Payne Bone, who owns Wilson County Hyundai, is family owned and operated. They've got great staff. Austin and I have test-driven multiple Hyundai vehicles because we love it so much. WilsonCountyHyundai.com. They've got inventory galore. They've got you hooked up with the Ioniq battery power. They've got fuel efficiency in their fleet of vehicles. That's the Hyundai Palisade at wilsoncountyhyundai.com.
Don't forget, download the BetMGM app and have yourself a fun weekend with college football and pro football Saturday and Sunday, even some games tonight in the college world. And A to Z Sports Picks will get you going at 2 o'clock Central Time with Alan Bell, Brian Edwards for some picks they have coming up. So that's 2 o'clock Central Time on these same channels. And while you're at it, download the BetMGM app. Use our code ATOZ Sports. That gets you a risk-free bet on pro football up to $1,000. Ain't that good news to send us to the weekend? Zach, I'll have you go to the chat to see what their good news is. I have seen Lou Man says good news, sun's out. Not at my house.
The big question is Lou Man's guns out?
Sky's out. Is Lou Man's thighs out? I hope not.
You never know. All right, let's go to good news. Good news. Marquis says started a new job, earning $6 pay raise. So
Nice.
Marquis getting a raise. That's always good. Zach says good news, moving to Rome River Jam this weekend. Not moving to Rome. I was like, you're moving to Rome. Going to Rome River Jam
Georgia.
this weekend. It's Godspeed all the way there. Got tickets to the Titans-Texans game this Sunday. Been a tradition for Justin and his dad every year. They come to Houston since they moved to Houston in 2004. So, Justin, that is good news. Spend some quality time with your pops. Noah says, good news. The Illinois high school state football playoffs start this weekend. My hometown making its 19th straight appearance. Mark says, good news. All black unis, dark mode, coming in with orange numbers for Tennessee playing Kentucky. That's a big game this weekend. G-Man's headed to Vegas with his son on Sunday. See Elton John at Allegiant Stadium.
Nice.
So say
That's
hey to Derek Carr on the way in. Say how good he's good at throwing deep balls. Kenyatta says good news that he found out that he that he does not have to have back surgery for his 40-degree spine curve. Just physical therapy. Man, that is great news. Anytime you get to avoid surgery and you can fix it with physical therapy. Best man in his buddy's wedding, Matt, tomorrow, birthday Sunday. That's also big news. Going to be a good birthday Sunday with a possible Titans win. Good news from Aaron is that he'll have great workout at Planet Fitness last night, Tuesday, and 57 more days until Cancun. We know Aaron is jet setting to Cancun here very soon. Nate, I'm not going to read yours because that's not good news. Let's see here. Good news. Austin, what is your good news?
Oh, I see Nate's good news. You can't discriminate Nate's good news. He says the Buccaneers lost.
Well, if Nate's a Titans fan, that's not good.
That the Bucs lost?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I mean, you don't know why that's good news.
Nate likes the Titans.
Maybe Nate
That's bad. It's literally bad.
Maybe Nate had the Ravens money line in a parlay on BetMGM or something. You don't know why it's good news that the Bucs lost for Nate, but if he says it's good news, then it's good news. So my good news, I've got a couple. They're small good newses. It's Halloween weekend, and we always have a few friends over at our house for Halloween. And so we've got that coming up Saturday night. So getting the house ready for that Halloween party. Also, laid down grass seed in the backyard before we went to the mountains a couple weeks ago. And man, that baby grass, that baby fescue is coming in strong. So super pumped about that because, two dogs with muddy paws and no grass is not very good for this time of year. So those are my two small good news items of the day. We had a lot of good news earlier in the week with A to Z Sports winning the award at the next awards on Monday night. So those are my baby good news right there.
Yeah, that is good news. So my good news actually has to do with one of our sponsors for our BetMGM show. Firing up the grill, a little Omaha steaks tonight, baby. Getting them red hot. You can get Omaha steaks, and this is just the facts because I got my Omaha steaks in a couple of weeks ago. Now I'm deciding whether to go filet or burger, right? So I got to figure that out. I may go burger tonight on a Friday. So firing up the grill, Omaha steaks. You got a promo code. We got promo codes, ATOZ and also Vols. So Omaha steaks is my good news. Got football all weekend. It's going to be a great weekend.
Yeah, so football weekend, which means Charlie Burris and Jonathan Crompton for halftime and post-game of Tennessee, Kentucky. Buck Rising will be live for Titan Game Day morning at 11:30 Central Time on Sunday. Because remember, Titans do play at 3 o'clock. So Buck at 11:30. Zach and I will have Titan Game Day live with our pregame show starting at 2:30. So make sure you guys stay on top of all of it and subscribe to our YouTube channel for all that coverage. We've had a lot of really good Vols content with Charlie and Reagan and Jonathan Crompton over the last couple of months because of what the Vols are doing. So check that out. Also great Titans content, as you guys know. As always, subscribe to us right there. We'll see you on Sunday. But the next time we'll be live is just coming up in a few hours with A to Z Sports Picks with Alan Bell and Brian Edwards. Have a great start to your weekend. We'll talk to you guys on Sunday and appreciate it as always.